Good morning. It is Thursday, November 2nd, and I'm on here for the 60 Seconds to Serenity with me, Gregg Hammond. Early morning start, and just some helpful things to make your day better and make your life better. Starting with keep smiling. The keep smiling movement is part of what I'm working on with Barry Shore, the founder, and Ken Rochon, co-publisher, and who's done a couple of books. And I showed those books one of the other videos, but here it is, the cover that has the guitar and the keep smiling. Those are coming out before Thanksgiving. The Global Jam magnet for your refrigerator or wherever you'd like to put it. If you'd like one of these, if you leave in the comments there, just get in touch so that I can get an address, and if you just pay the shipping, I'll ship this to you. I'll send it to you. We've been talking about the breathing and the breath and just deep breaths. Starting off, you want to start your day with a very purposeful start where you're starting your mind thinking in the right way with a very positive, peaceful, tranquil, serene start to your day. And it's easy to wake up. The alternative is to wake up and let your mind be full of things that you may have been wrestling with or trying to figure out. The best thing to do is everything we're talking about for 60 seconds to serenity in the morning, to start your day with that, but also to end your day with that. To go to bed doing the same thing, to take a few minutes and make sure that you clear your mind and that you put your mind in the right place, because when you go to sleep, your subconscious mind is going to work on whatever you put into it. And so things like keep smiling and thinking about the Global Jam for peace, having a daily affirmation for health. This one is by John Asraf, and he's very powerful in using your mind and the powerful part of your subconscious mind to affect how your life goes about, how your life and your day go. You have a choice all the time to choose how you're responding or reacting, and it's better to respond. And taking a breath, that 60 seconds to serenity of, if something in your day is triggers you and you feel emotions that you don't like, just be cool with those and say that I understand that's part of how my subconscious is, and I'm reacting, and I need to harness that in and respond with breathing, because you're always breathing, but you want to control your breathing. And it's just the first thing you can take control over is taking a very slow, deep breaths. And I say, as you're doing that, you want to think about it being like the wave coming in on a sandy beach down in the Caribbean, where it's just gently coming in onto the beach and then going back out. And so your breath in and out is slow and controlled like that. And the first thing you can take control over, and then have something that you think about to keep you smiling. I want to read this affirmation because it's interesting, the way he explains it. He's studied the brain for a long time, and I like to study the brain, and I like to study the way that the brain works, the subconscious mind and the conscious mind. There's two different parts to that. And this says, my body and all its organs were created by the infinite intelligence in my subconscious mind. It knows how to heal me. Its wisdom created all my organs, tissues, bones, and muscles. This infinite healing presence within me is now transforming every atom of my being, making me whole and perfect. I give thanks for the healing I know is taking place now. And wonderful are the works of the creative intelligence within me. I am now perfectly healthy. And that's what John, that's what he says. And I like that one. I have that posted a couple of places, and I have my own that I've made up. I posted a couple of quotes in the last couple of days. You see, I post quotes almost every single day, one or two. One of them was by Walt Disney, talking about thinking, and something we don't know much about. We don't know, as far as in general, people don't know that what they're thinking, because there's so many things putting stuff into our mind that sometimes we think things that we don't even we didn't put into our mind, and we're not even thinking about the fact of what is going on in our mind, and that's not actual thinking. You want to use the power of your mind to think positive thoughts. So you put yourself a gratitude list together, right? The best thing to do. A lot of times they say, "Oh, think of something you're grateful for." How about thinking of lots of things that you're grateful for, right? A list of 10 things. I have a booklet where it starts off, here's the blank page, starts off, "I am grateful for," and I sit down for just a couple of minutes and write down the things that I'm grateful for. And to push myself further, I'm always looking to expand and become a better person, just for myself, for my life, to make my life easier, because the result of that is that then it improves the lives of other people. Just by me improving my life, I just become better at being able to help other people. And that's a great thing to do to shift your day, is to do something. It can be as easy as open a door for somebody or for several people, and smile. You're sharing your smile. It's simple, it's free. Holding a door, letting some people pass through. That doesn't happen often. You don't see that as much, and because people get busy and they just their mind is in that place of busy, and so they just people go about it, forgetting that there's a whole human family out there, people who appreciate having a door held for them. I was talking about staying hydrated, drinking water. Just a few sips throughout the hour, right? A few sips throughout the hour to make sure that you have 6 to 8 ounces on a hot, busy environment. Or like if you're doing something that's keeping you busy, you're actually using water to eat. It's fuel, and you're using that faster than you might think. If you feel thirsty, you are definitely dehydrated, so you want to prevent that from happening. You want to never really feel thirsty. You want to continually put water into your body. Another thing that I like is ginger with lemon, and this is coconut water with ginger and lemon, and it also has cayenne pepper in it, and that will fire you up. It's really good. It's a real good booster. So one of the things I posted was about a quote by Bob Proctor. What legacy are you leaving? You don't have to leave a huge legacy, and it's totally, that's something that you can think about. But as we're coming up on a new year, which I know is, we got 2 months, but a great time to start thinking about it. I am, just to kind of be proactive, I want to help trigger some ideas of things that you could do, and begin them now, so that as you roll it through into the new year, it's not like a New Year's resolution. It's like something that you've started doing already. Writing, getting up and journaling in the morning is good. Reading, I suggest you pick up books on thinking. The Power of Awareness by Neville. That's what's the power of awareness, and part of my awareness training for myself now is learning how to operate in the camera, because it's reversed, so you can read stuff like this, but it's the opposite. So when I move that way, I'm trying to go the other way, and with a light above me, that's been an interesting thing. I love it because it's making my mind work. Another thing is to use your non-dominant hand to do things. Back before the turn of the century, in the late 1900s, yes, the year was 1998, 1999, those 2 years, I started learning wilderness survival, awareness, tracking. those things like tracking lost people, when people get lost in the woods, how to track, find them, and rescue them before they die from the elements. And not really the elements, but actually from lack of understanding and lack of awareness of how to survive, how to sustain themselves comfortably out there in the wilderness. And so people panic. Their mindset throws them into a panic because they think, I'm lost and I'm going to die out here. But actually you could live like people lived out there and sustain yourself comfortably from all the stuff out there. So I started training because I wanted to go out and be able to rescue people, and I also want to be able to camp for a long time and not feel like I didn't know what to do. So I studied with Tom Brown. I read his books. I had been reading his books for close to a decade, and I wanted to study with Tom in his realm, and so I set out to do that. And I had an amazing 7 years and practically lived in the camp very close by. I had a little primitive camp that I had put together outside of the primitive camp. Tom teaches amazing stuff. He's got a ton of really good books out there. But one of the things that he really focuses on is awareness and building your awareness. And so being aware of how you're starting your day and how your day is going and what you're doing, whether you're adding enough, are you aware you're adding enough water so that you're not thirsty? Are you aware of your breathing? Just stopping, because you can take that's the 60 seconds to serenity. You can take 60 seconds and just stop, especially when things are coming in. You're like, oh, it's overwhelming, that's too much, right? Keep smiling as you're breathing, right? So that's a very quick example. Of course, you want to breathe quickly, right? I mean, you don't want to breathe quickly. You want the quick 1 minute solution to quickly shifting your day is to do the breathing and not breathing as fast or as shallow as we usually do. But so Tom Brown was my teacher for a long time, and he taught awareness, and he taught in a way that constantly kept the student thinking, and I love that, because eventually, if you've been thinking a lot, eventually you know how to do all the thinking on your own, and your mind automatically is in a pattern of asking a lot of questions. And Tom would say, oh, ask the sacred question. Ask why. Why did this happen? Why? So here is a hat that I got way back in 98, 99 from the tracker school about tracking. And that was the Wilderness Survival School. And you can see the back of the hat here, just totally, it's shredded. I lived in that hat for a long time and spent a long time out there. That was my hat. And one day Tom walked up to me and he said, looks like it's time for a new hat. And I had learned at that point to really focus on every element and small elements of things, and I thought, yeah, I mean, physically, on the physical level, yes, I need a new hat because the hat is shredded, and so physically I need a new hat. But on a spiritual level, what does that mean? And I realized I'd been a construction worker for a long, long time. I'd been building houses, and I'd done a lot of other jobs too, and I liked building, but it wasn't serving me, and it wasn't serving the greater good in the way that I could feel that. And I had been writing in the morning, and I could feel that my calling, I was not aware of that. That was something I needed to work more on, being aware of what my calling was outside of building. Building was sort of that starting point to work physically out there. And so I thought, what is it the term, you need to wear a new hat, you need to get a new hat. My doctors had told me that my back was in a very bad condition and that I was going to need to go in for surgery, and they had me heavily medicated, and it occurred to me that I needed another job. It occurred to me when Tom said, looks like you need a new hat, that there was a spiritual level of that, not just physically getting a hat, but I needed a new hat in my life as far as what I was going after. And there was the fear of the change. Like I thought, well, this is all that I've done. And it had been more than a decade of me in that trade, and I understood a lot about that trade. So letting go of that was a little bit scary. It was a lot scary, actually. And at the time, the change is not something I was ready to embrace, but change is an amazing thing. So here's a new hat. As I started to understand that perhaps I needed to do something else, and as doctors are telling me that you're going to need this surgery, I also wanted to think about the fact that I felt that my body, in a unconscious or subconscious part of my mind, I was thinking my body has this ability to heal itself and to shift if I really focus. I had experienced enough things that I thought that I knew that deep down that was part of my being in this body. And so I set out. I'll keep this short because it could be a long story, but I set out to do other things. And years later, I've been teaching guitar and playing guitar, and I've gotten up on big stages and played with musicians that I look up to and have always wanted to be able to play with. And I've created great music, and that was the passion. That was the thing that was a calling. That was part of it, and to be able to teach. I've done that for a long time. It's a big shift, and that was part of my new hat. And I have a ton of hats. I'll bring more for another video, but Guitars of Peace, and now the Global Jam for Peace, which is all the music. And if you want a magnet, if you didn't see that earlier, you want a magnet for your refrigerator, if you send me the postage, I will send these to you, unless you just can't. If you really want one of these and you say, I don't have the postage, but I'd love to have one of those, I will figure out how to send you one. I can send you one. But would love if you were willing to, if you want to grab some of these, I can send you a few, and then you could share them, and the postage would probably be pretty close to the same. I haven't been out there mailing a ton of them, so there's the message of every single 60 seconds to Serenity. I know this is longer than 60 seconds, and I've got to wrap it up soon here because I get on and do a call with my sister in the morning. We are preparing for the Hammond Happy Hour. It's a TV show we're doing together, focusing on positive. We are the siblings of success. We're going to talk about how to make your life successful. Anyway, thinking about what would you like to do going into the next couple of months to move into 2018 with some newness and some potential shifts and change in your life, adding something in. I got sidetracked. I got way sidetracked this morning. I was going to say, starting on Saturdays, starting this Saturday at 9 a.m., around 9 a.m., I'm going to do an intro to guitar. And it'll be a free class that I do here, and then I'll post it so you'll be able to go back and watch it. But the idea is that as a way of giving back and sharing something that I've been able to enjoy teaching and playing guitar. Guitar saved my life. That's part of the story that I have in my Keep Smiling edition here, is the story about how playing the guitar saved my life, and how music and smiling are what carried me through to be successful and to continue to expand and understand how to do that. and understand how to get through some very difficult challenges. So I'm sharing that with my 60 Seconds to Serenity videos, but then the guitar, the actual playing of the instrument, I want to help anybody who's interested in getting started but feels, one, maybe you didn't want to invest the money in it, or two, you didn't feel like it was like you started early enough. The best time to have started playing any instrument was yesterday, and the next best time is today, right? And then tomorrow, but tomorrow won't be here. All you have is right now. So on Saturdays you can pick up your guitar, watch the video either live or watch it on the replay, and learn how to play guitar. Now, if you're like, I don't want to wait till Saturday, or you'd like to do an advanced version, I'm going to go slow when I do it. I'll go at a very easy, slow pace so that you can understand that, and you'll have the replays as well. But if you'd like to get in there and bite off a great start, you can go over to my page, DC Guitar Lessons, and last year I did the same thing. I started in December, but those are pinned at the top, and then you can scroll through click on the sidebar. There's videos or posts, and you can find the videos of me teaching an easy start on how to play the guitar. Anyway, I'm going to hop off of here. I got to go, and keep smiling, keep thinking about controlling your breath, and that way you center yourself and you keep yourself with 60 seconds. You keep yourself in a serene, calm mind. I will see you guys tomorrow. I pop on every morning, somewhere between 6 and 7 is where it's been, and that's East Coast time. I hope that you have a blessed day, and thanks for tuning in. See you tomorrow.